Madrid, can you imagine 0-0 draw away against struggling Osasuna? You kind of always feel, Jules, that Real Madrid have got this sort of result in them, especially when Benzema isn't in top form. If he struggles, you feel the rest of the team struggles, and that happened today.
Yes, you're right. I mean, the conditions were difficult. They were difficult for both sides, but I guess it's easier when you just defend like Osasuna did pretty much, although they had a really good chance in the first half on that corner. But with the snow, it was snowing, and there was still snow on the pitch as well. It was a very icy pitch. But you're right. It's not an excuse. Toni Kroos said after the game on Spanish TV, this is not an excuse. The pitch is not an excuse. They didn't create enough. There was a lack of energy, a lot in the first half. So it was a bit better in the second half, but it's just not good enough from a Real Madrid team. And I have to say, I don't understand Zidane's substitutions. Why taking Asensio so early when he was clearly one of the most creative players? Then Modric, Odegaard doesn't come on. Vinicius, when you need maybe a bit of pace and to try to do something a bit different, Vinicius doesn't come on either. And I just think tonight the team was off, and Zidane was off as well with his choices.
And one of his choices, Ali, was to give Eden Hazard a rare start. Poof.
Poof is right.
Yeah.
A player who, at his best with Chelsea, was a guy who was dominant in 1v1 situations, in isolation. So today would have been the game in which, if indeed you had Eden Hazard at a high level, would have been ideal for him. Because indeed, it would be the player that could break somebody down and take somebody on. And in that short space, being able to beat somebody. And once you do that, then all of Osasuna has to shift over. And then it's when you can find the open space. Well, we don't see isolation from Eden Hazard. What we see from him is going into central positions and look to combine. And when he does that, it tells me a couple of things. Either he has no confidence or doesn't quite trust his space just yet to get past people out in wide areas. And it just makes it very comfortable to go and find the ball and just in little areas in which he's just going to get the ball 1 or 2 touches and lay the ball off. And then it also tells me that lack of confidence in his body, that inability to take players on, then forces him into areas in which he gets crowded. And when he gets crowded, then everything becomes very narrow for Real Madrid and very difficult to break any team down that sits behind the ball the way that Osasuna did. Credit to Osasuna, but Eden Hazard himself, again, was, well, far from what we have expected from him. But sadly, it is becoming more and more expected because of the performances that we continue to see from him every time he steps on the field.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.